Hello and welcome to my channel. If you like books and bookish things, then stick around, you might like it. This video is about a reading challenge that I'm going to be taking part in this year, and it is the Back to the Classics reading challenge for 2022. This challenge has been put together by Katie's Reading Spot. I will leave a link to her Instagram down below in the description, and I did mention this in my vlog video as well and hold a couple of books there. But yeah, I'm taking part in this challenge because it just looks so good and it's pushed me to look at books that I wouldn't necessarily have picked up otherwise. So I'm going to go through what the challenge is and whatnot, and then show the books that I've picked for my picks. You know what I mean. So there are 12 categories in this challenge. Obviously you pick a classic for each of the categories, and you can do either 6, 9 or go all out and do the full 12 of the categories. I only picked 6 because I'm not that brave. So I'll just go through the categories. So the first one is a 19th century classic. The second one is a 20th century classic. The third one is a classic written by a woman author. Number 4 is a classic in translation. Number 5 is a classic by a non-white author. Number 6 is a mystery / detective / crime classic. Number 7 is a classic short story collection. Number 8 is a pre-1800s classic. Number 9 is a non-fiction classic. Number 10 is a classic that's been on your TBR list the longest. Number 11 is a classic set in a place that you'd like to visit. And number 12 is the wildcard classic. So I'm going to go through the categories that I've chosen. The first one being a 20th century classic, and for that I've picked George Orwell's 1984. I've always been quite intrigued by the idea of this book. I'm sure my dad told me about it years and years ago, like when I was little, about Big Brother and, you know, being watched and everything controlled, your thoughts controlled and whatnot. And then obviously was I 16 when Big Brother first came out, the programme, and they obviously like used inspiration from this book to create the programme and the like logo for it and whatnot, and obviously Big Brother. And 1984 is also the year I was born, so I feel like this one had to go on the list. So yeah, it's taken me a while to get to it, but now that this challenge has come about, I'm going to be reading it this year. And the next category I've chosen is a classic by a woman author, and for that I've picked Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice. I did mention in my vlog that I have read Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, but I've never read the original book. I have seen the series that was big, came out, God, years and years ago. Is it Colin Firth? He's now like a big famous actor off the back of it. I think it is. I'm not too sure, I can't remember. But I remember watching that and thinking, oh my god, these people are insufferable. Like, I liked Elizabeth and her dad, and that was about it. The rest, oh no, one of her sisters wasn't too bad. But Mr. Darcy proper annoyed me, and I didn't like Mr. Collins, is it? I think that's his name. So it really put me off picking the book up. Throw in some zombies and I'm there, but I didn't get round to reading the original just because I was so put off by that. But I thought, no, give it a go, get stuck into it and just read it. You might actually like it. So yeah, that's my second choice. So the third category I've picked is a classic in translation, and for that I've picked up Stung with Love Poems and Fragments, and this is by the author, I don't quite know how to pronounce it, Sappho or Sappho, I'm not sure how to pronounce her name, but this is translated from Greek and it is, as the title would suggest, poems, but it's also got a lot of information like dissecting the poems, interpreting the poems, giving loads of history to the meanings and things that are mentioned within the poems. And I didn't realise it was going to have so much of that in it, so I'm a bit scared to be honest to read it, but I'm sure it'll be really, really interesting when I do get stuck into it. And yeah, so that's that one. I don't know what more to say about it, to be honest. But yeah, it does look good. It's just scary, lots of information. The fourth category I've chosen is a classic by a non-white author. So I've picked Alice Walker's The Colour Purple. I saw the film many years ago when I was younger. It's got Whoopi Goldberg in it. She was one of my favourite actors growing up, absolutely love her. And I just never got round to actually reading the book. Certain parts of the film have stuck with me all these years because they were just so harrowing, and reading the synopsis on the back of the book, I can just tell this is going to be completely traumatizing. But I love the way the book is set out. It looks like it's in diary and letter formats, so diary entries and letters between the characters. So that straight away is like, yeah, I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna absolutely love that. So yeah, that is the fourth book for the fourth category that I've picked in the challenge. The next category is the classic that's been on my TBR list for the longest, and that is Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. And it was so weird because I was actually speaking to my dad about this either the week before or 2 weeks before Katie's Reading Spot put this up on Instagram, this challenge, just asking him, have you read it? Is it worth a read? And my dad said, yeah, absolutely, it's definitely worth a read. So as soon as I saw the reading challenge, I was like, this is going on my list. I'm picking that category so I can read this book. So that's the fifth one. And the last category that I've chosen is the wildcard classic. So for that I've chosen Lewis Carroll's Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. Again, another book that I've always wanted to read. I've just never got round to it. So this has given me the push that I needed. And this is such a gorgeous copy of it. It's got lovely illustrations inside as well. It's just so lovely. And I feel like this would be quite a quick read as well. It doesn't look like it's too strenuous. Obviously it's written for children, isn't it? So it's not going to be. But yeah, that is the sixth and final book that I've chosen for this challenge. So they're all the books that I've picked for this challenge. I'm so excited to be getting involved with it because I just feel like it's pushed me out of my comfort zone and has got me to read stuff that, you know, I've put off reading for so long, or I just would never have thought to pick up. So I'm really made up that Katie has done this challenge. Again, I'll leave a link to her Instagram in the description so that you can take part in the challenge as well. I just think it's going to be so much fun. So yeah, I'm made up. So that is everything for this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more, then please subscribe. Bye!